Okay. Welcome back to Senior Savvy Cannabis. I'm Catherine Goldberg, and we're joined by Chase Werner of Triangle Seeds. Today, we're going to get our soil prepared. I did not realize that soil needed preparation, so thankfully Chase is here to walk us through everything. So what soil did we choose and why?
Sure. So for our base potting soil, we went with soil called Loco from Fox Farm. Fox Farm is a great company. They've been around for a long time in the hydroponic organic gardening space. It's cocoa core based, which is like a material that's made from the husk of coconuts. It's also got a bunch of good beneficial bacteria, bat guano, earthworm castings, basically a bunch of organic material that will help provide nutrition to the plant.
Cool.
And we're going to be mixing that with a product from a company called Nature's Living Soil.
Okay.
They have an autoflower specific concentrate. Essentially what we're doing is we're making a living soil.
Oh,
and
cool.
so with living soil, it's an organic approach. It's the opposite really of like a hydroponic salt-based approach. And what you're really trying to do with living soil is feed the soil so that it can feed the plant.
Amazing.
As opposed to just putting in straight, salt-based calcium and magnesium. You're putting in organic matter that beneficial microbes can break down and convert into calcium and nitrogen and the things that the plant will feed on.
Perfect.
So it's a little bit more of you're making basically like a soil ecology in a pot, which is cool.
Well, like the best weed I smoked in California that was not sun grown from my guy was No-Till Kings.
Yeah,
and they,
sure.
They use living soil, and you can see the worms going around, and it's like it was just such a better product than anything I had.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that's what we're doing.
It's as nature intended.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Brings out the best.
Yeah, in flavor for sure. So that's what we're going with.
Brilliant.
Cool. So we'll start out. We've got a 7-gallon pot, and we're using a pot from a company that I really like called Root Maker. This is their Root Trapper 2. It's a 7-gallon pot, which is a nice size for an autoflower. It's a fabric pot, which helps a lot because in a normal plastic pot, the roots will hit the side and they'll start to circle. And you can have what's called like root binding or girdling, and the plant can like choke itself out.
Oh, wow.
With a fabric pot, it's basically what happens is the roots hit the sidewall, they detect air, and they kind of biologically think they're going above ground, and so it causes the root to branch out in the middle of the soil.
Interesting.
As opposed to hit that plastic sidewall and start circling. These are great. They have this white liner that keeps algae growth down. A lot of times on a fabric pot you can get algae growth, which is kind of a nuisance. And then the bottom is lined too, so roots don't try to go through it. But they have this little ring of exposed fabric to help with water drainage.
Oh, okay.
Stagnant water in a pot is never good, and so you do want good drainage. We've got a big 19-inch saucer here that we're going to put this pot's going to live in to catch runoff. But with the organic living soil, you don't really want or need a lot of runoff. In salt-based growing, you need to have runoff to keep salts from building up in the soil.
Right.
But with this, we just kind of water at a minimum to keep the soil like 40% to 70% moist.
Okay. How will we know the moisture of the soil?
We'll use a moisture meter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, $20
Wow.
basic moisture meter. There's the classic finger test.
Okay.
You kind of want to put the finger in 2 knuckles deep,
Okay.
and you can feel for moisture. Early on, you can lift the pot up. You can also get an expensive digital soil moisture meter, but we're trying to do things simply.
For sure.
For less money, so
okay. And
take
also,
the old school approach.
I've used the fabric pots that were black on the outside.
Yes.
And even in California, they got really hot.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Black versus white in terms of like the solar heat gain is
that seems like a game changer.
Yep. So the white's good. Really important outdoor setting. Indoor setting, it's still nice to have. Your root zone's gonna run cooler.
Perfect.
So yeah. So we got 7 gallons. So what we'll do first is we'll crack into the Loco.
Okay. Do you want me to hold this open?
You can in a minute. I just want to check out the soil moisture.
Okay.
So this is nice. It's not bone dry. It's got some moisture to it. If you can do like what's called like a clump test.
Okay.
And you can grab it and then you squeeze it and it should hold some structure.
Okay, cool.
If it doesn't hold, this is like a touch on the dry side because it starts to it starts to not hold, but it's okay. It's workable. We can always add a little water in there. So go ahead and open that up for me. And I may end up, let's see. Give that a feel. There's some clumps. You break up the clumps.
And we're not filling it to the very top.
We're not going to fill it to the very top.
Okay.
Nope, you don't want to do that because then you'll start, the water will cause the soil to bubble over and spill.
So it's like 6/8 to the top.
Right now, yeah, we're gonna fill it up eventually so that it's like an inch from the top.
Okay, got it.
That's kind of the goal. I'm just getting a feel for it. Let's go with a little more. Kind of level that out just to see where it lands on the pot. The Nature's Living soil, the concentrate's not going to take up much volume.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you don't really need to account for that.
Okay.
So let's add a little more in there. This looks really good, by the way. Soil, yeah. It's got perlite in it for drainage. So a key thing with soils is aeration and drainage. You want airspace for those roots. They need air. And drainage, you don't want the media to stay wet forever, and so perlite helps increase aeration and drainage. We're getting there. Do a touch more. Yeah, just to talk about it a touch more, the Coco Loco, it's 50 to 60% cocoa core.
Okay.
That's like a good base. You either want, at least that much core or peat moss.
Okay.
That's the other kind of alternative to core. It's got aged forest products, which is just basically like detritus, broken down detritus from the forest. Perlite. It's got some fertilizer, but it's a light fertilizer. And then it's got a bunch of mycorrhizae, which is like beneficial bacteria.
Cool.
Beneficial microbes, and those help make those nutrients available to the plant. So cool. So that is the amount of soil we're going to use.
Okay.
So put this away just for. And then the Nature's Living, they call for 3.2 ounces per gallon of container. Because the Coco Loco's got some nutrition, and we can always top dress, which means just like sprinkle fertilizer on top. We can always add more later. I'm going to go a little bit lighter.
Perfect.
On this, and so I'm thinking like it's a 7-gallon pot. We didn't fill it full. We'll call it 6 gallons. Instead of 3.2 ounces, I'm going to go down to 3.
Okay.
So 6 times 3, 18. So we're going to add 18 ounces of this into that.
Okay. And then how did you know about this company?
Nature's Living, honestly, I heard about them last year on the internet.
Okay.
I talked to a few people that had used it, and they spoke highly of it. I've listened to Richard, the owner, on a few podcasts, and he's been doing it a long time, and it works for him. I think they started the company in 2019.
Okay, cool.
And it gets, frankly, there's not a lot of bad press online, so I felt really confident going with them. Richard himself said basically, like, when I started in the hydro industry, Subcool was just like a grower on the forums that started this like whole super soil thing, and he basically modeled his recipe off the Subcool recipe.
Oh,
and so you got like decades of super soil, which is kind of the precursor to living soil.
Okay.
Methodology.
Interesting.
Baked into this product.
Okay.
So let's see here. Ounces. So we're going for 18.
And it just looks like soil.
It does. It looks like a compost.
Okay.
And it does smell like compost. But we're gonna let this cook for like a week.
Okay.
Cook to activate we're gonna let it cook on your balcony for a week. The smell will subside.
Okay.
So
I swear to God, one day
Else
we're
we're
going to
calling-
be able
calling
to
Richard.
send smells, over technology.
yeah,
Like, I've been saying that for at least 20 years.
Uh-huh.
But we're almost there.
we're almost there. Woo, woo, there it is. Yep.
People are going to be like, do you have horses?
It smells like poo-poo. Sorry, can I say it? All right, 17.86 in the bag there. So
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool.
So
That works out well.
I'm not even going to open the second bag.
Okay.
We're putting 17.86 ounces
Okay. We did get
of this in there.
a mixing thing.
Yep.
Do
So
we-
what we're
okay.
going to do
Yeah.
is we're going to dump. This was basically like our measuring cup.
Oh, okay, got it.
So now we're going to go into the mixing tub.
Okay.
So because now when we fill the pot back up, we won't overfill it because
Got
you've got to integrate the living soil concentrate into this dirt. Nice. All right. So now this is the mixing
Okay.
part. It's like a cymbal. Get my food scale out.
Do we just mix it with our hands?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Is there a right way and a wrong way to do this?
I would say under mixing.
Okay.
Because if you don't mix it thoroughly,
Uh-huh.
you might have like hot spots.
Okay.
And so
Oh, under mixing is the thing you could do wrong.
under mixing would be the mistake.
Okay,
So
so-
just make sure you just keep,
Okay.
turning it and getting it evenly dispersed into the
Okay.
base Coco Loco. It's a good opportunity to break up chunks that you come across.
And how big was this container?
This was a 10-gallon container.
Okay.
I could have bought a 20-gallon, but I know you're in an apartment, and
Yeah,
so I was just mindful of
Appreciate it.
storage. I knew we could get it done with a 10.
Is it going to cook in here or is it going to cook in the pot?
No, we're gonna put it in the pot
Okay, cool.
and let it cook there. Let's try to get all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, I mean, if we had a backyard to work with, you could put this obviously in a bigger tote. People mix them on tarps.
Uh-huh.
Throw a tarp down and throw all their ingredients and stir it up with a shovel, but this is urban gardening. So if you've gotten down to the bottom there, you're
Okay.
This is a pretty critical step, like I said, the danger is hot spots, leaving like a bunch of the nature's living soil in one spot. But we're mixing it pretty good, so. Cool. Getting a little twisties. I think we are good. Let's try this
Okay.
for a scoop. And
Are we gonna cover this?
Yeah, we're gonna cover it basically like mulch is what
Okay.
you could call. We're just gonna put a plastic bag over the top of it, but we're essentially mulching.
Okay.
And that'll just keep rain.
Okay.
We're gonna put a little bit of moisture in it, but we don't want like additional rainwater to get into it. We want to control the moisture, so we are gonna cover it. And it keeps like bugs out and stuff too. Nice, it's looking great. You never want to pack the soil down. A lot of people will start to pot plants up and they'll like knock the pot down to
Yeah.
like shake it in, but like you're destroying the airspace. You want to just gently put the soil in there, preserve that airspace. You don't want to pack it.
Okay.
Let's see if I'm doing this now. Okay, you want to spread that out a little
Yeah.
bit? Nice. is sweet.
Amazing.
Yep.
So just right under the top.
Yep, just a little shy of an inch, I guess.
Okay. Whew. Awesome.
Cool. I think there's enough moisture there. So what we'll do now, this is going to now become your like water reservoir.
Okay.
We're using tap water for your source water. So we're gonna fill this up with tap water.
Okay.
Set it to the side. Then we just leave it, and that'll
Okay.
let the chlorine evaporate for the first 24 hours, and then we'll pH it down to like 6.5.
Okay.
And then you'll be able just to have
Oh, nice.
10 gallons of pH'd water at any point to water
Amazing.
with. So
Will we keep that covered too?
yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the lid. So
Awesome.
cool. Pot is ready. 7 to 10 days covered, away from rainfall, and that'll allow the Nature's Living Soil stuff to kind of start to cook and activate.
Awesome.
Activate the living soil.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, good.